From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now at 4:30 with COVID-19 and the increase in homicides, the Marion County Coroner's Office says that they're overwhelmed. What they say, they need to continue serving the community.
In addition to virtual learning, many local schools are also facing a challenge with staffing, the growing need they have for substitute teachers.
And an organization is offering more resources to parents and students managing e-learning. We'll take a look at what's inside these remote learning kits and how you can help. The time right now is 4:30 here. It is Friday morning. Thanks for joining our team on Good Morning Indiana. I'm back after 2 days off. So Nicole, thanks for filling in with me, and you're in for Raphael this morning.
Yeah, Lauren, I hope you enjoyed your time off. Meteorologist Kyle Mounts joins us as well. And Kyle, am I off? It feels a little warmer this morning than it did yesterday, or is it just less windy?
No, you are right.
Okay.
It is a little bit warmer, so we will certainly take it here, right? We're going in the right direction. We got temperatures out there this morning that are running about 5 to 10 degrees above where they were this time yesterday. So where does that actually put us? Well, still puts us around the freezing mark. Does put you in the 20s, though, in Bloomington at 27 with those clear skies and a light wind, but we're at 32 in Indy and 34 degrees for you right now in the Lafayette area. Yesterday, we were tracking this area of rain, but it was back across portions of Missouri and into Arkansas. You can see it is still going to be staying off to our south and east as we go throughout today. And so that means we will keep things nice and dry here as we check out your forecast. Even a little more sunshine than what we had yesterday. We'll have those sunny skies, 42 degrees for you at noon, numbers that will make their way into the middle 40s later today. And those kids heading off to the bus stop will need the coats this morning with temperatures in the upper 20s.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Let's take a look right now at your commute over here on the east side. This is a live look at I-70 and MITTHOEFFER Road, where you can see traffic is moving along up to speed both eastbound and westbound. That is good news because near the Post Road earlier this morning, about an hour or so ago, we did have a closure due to a power line falling across part of the interstate. Crews have cleared that incident and everything is back open, as you can see right here on I-70. Of course, we'll continue to keep a close eye on your roads throughout the morning and let you know if there are any trouble spots to avoid. Nicole?
Well, developing overnight, a man has died after a shooting on Indy's southeast side. According to police, they say they found the victim just before 9 on the 1600 block of Harlan Street. That's near East Minnesota Street. They say the shooting possibly occurred at a different location on South State Avenue. The man was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but later died. Police have not released any more information at this time.
In 4:32, the pandemic contributing to an overwhelming workload for Marion County Coroner's Office. The deputy coroner tells WRTV most pathologists have not had a day off since March. Chief Deputy Coroner Alfie McGinnity tells WRTV that the office's death investigators are used to handling about 150 cases through this time of year. Most are more than 350 already. She says that in addition to COVID-19 deaths, the coroner's office is also dealing with significant increases in cases across the board. That includes homicide, overdoses, suicides, and natural deaths. McGinnity says that the more funding is needed for them so the office can do their best job possible for our community.
Ultimately, there's going to be a price that someone is going to have to pay if we don't have the staff to do the job that we need to do.
A final vote on the funding request is scheduled for Monday. We'll keep you updated.
Indiana has recorded another high in new COVID-19 cases. The state health department reporting 8,527 new cases. That's 76 more cases than the previous record set on November 14th. More than 359,000 cases have been reported since the pandemic began. 60 more Hoosiers have also died with the virus. That brings the state's death toll to 5,748. The first doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine have arrived in the UK, and that's according to various UK media organizations. Both Pfizer and Downing Street have declined to comment, citing potential security concerns. The UK Department of Health says that up to 800,000 doses of the vaccine are being made available as early as next week. The health ministry noted that the vaccine will be distributed to 50 hospital hubs over the next week. The UK is the first Western country to authorize the use of a COVID-19 vaccine. When vaccinations will be distributed here in the U.S., health officials
say everyone who gets one will be issued a vaccination card to keep in their wallet. The cards will be used as a record of who has had one and when their next dose is due. Vaccination clinics will also be reporting to their state immunization registries what vaccine was given, and every dose administered will be reported to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Out in Hendricks County, students at Avon High School are returning to in-person classes this morning. That school originally went virtual 2 weeks ago after a high number of staff and student quarantines. According to the new numbers reported to the state health department, the high school had 76 total student cases of COVID-19. While they are returning, all schools in Marion County are remaining virtual until at least mid-January because of a mandate from the county's health department. Many school districts say they're also facing a shortage of teachers and substitutes during this pandemic.
WRTV's Cameron Riddle explains why staffing could be the deciding factor when it comes to virtual or in-person learning.
Getting back to in-person class and putting virtual learning in the rearview mirror is on the Christmas list of many Central Indiana students and parents, including Charlie Little. Her 2 North Central High School students have spent the majority of this school year in a virtual classroom.
It's okay for them. They can do it. That we have physical space to do it, but it's a struggle. I mean, it's hard to pay attention to a Zoom thing for 6 hours a day.
Students were initially removed from the classroom to stop the spread of COVID-19, but now the pandemic is impacting school staffing.
We have seen a substantial decline in what we refer to as our substitute fill rate.
Matt Kaiser is the director of human resources for Washington Township Schools. He says there have been days this year when they were so strapped for teachers and without enough substitutes, they had to pull administrators out of their offices and into the classroom.
Pre-COVID, days would typically be into an 80 to an 85% fill rate. And during this time period, we have seen those numbers dip into 40 to 45%. So we often will have multiple positions in buildings that are not covered.
The staffing battle in Washington Township Schools is not at all unique to just the north side of Indianapolis. It's an issue districts across the state are dealing with every day.
I would say that based upon the feedback that we're receiving, it is a critical need.
Brad Beckner is with Kelly Services, a company 30 Indiana school districts use to find substitute teachers. He says the demand for more substitutes is extremely high, as well as calls for substitute bus drivers, custodians, and other support staff.
A substitute teacher, instructional professionals to support educational excellence and student achievement is critical. But that can't happen without the additional support of the other positions that are required for a school district to operate successfully.
Cameron Riddle, WRTV.
Cameron, thank you. Even schools that are operating virtually need substitute teachers and assistants to help with e-learning. If you are interested in subbing in a classroom or on a bus route, you can find a link to openings right now at our website, WRTV.com.
With virtual learning becoming the new norm for more and more students, local organizations are teaming up to make sure that families have the supplies that they need while at home. They're putting together more than 15,000 homework kits with pencils, crayons, folders, and other basic items that you'd find in a classroom. Organizers and the parents say that the kits make a difference both financially and mentally.
It really is important to be able to stay focused on the teacher and in the learning. So if the teacher is teaching, you're able to find that pencil real quick and get started on whatever the assignment is. And so I think, to me, it's like not doing a ton to go above and beyond, but just making sure that we have the basic needs met.
I just hope that these things will kind of give them a little bit of hope and help them maybe feel a little bit closer to their classmates and friends, kind of help parents not feel as stretched, just financially, mentally, everything.
Well, these kits will be distributed at several locations across Indianapolis, including the Mind Trust Community Learning Centers. Teachers can also pick them up and deliver them to their students. Organizers are looking for volunteers to help assemble these kits. For more information, you can go to WRTV.com and click on this story.
5G cell phone towers are popping up in local neighborhoods and residents are raising concerns. WRTV investigates the steps one lawmaker is taking in an effort to give homeowners more control.
And more Hoosier workers are needed in the industrial sewing industry. We'll show you the new training program that could help connect you to a career. Kyle.
And it's 4:39 here on your Friday morning. Temperature's not bad today. We'll top out around 47 degrees, but it starts to decline a little bit. Gets a bit cooler as we head into the upcoming weekend and early next week with highs in the 30s. I'll let you know if any wet weather is going to come with that temperature transition. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on WRTV.
Welcome back. 5G towers are popping up in neighborhoods all across Indiana, and residents say it often happens without notice.
After several stories on the issue from WRTV investigates, a state senator is drafting legislation to change that. We found homeowners associations, and even cities are very limited in what they can do when it comes to where 5G towers are placed. That's in part because of Senate Bill 213, passed by the state legislature in 2017. The bill authorized a massive rollout of small cell wireless structures all over Indiana. Senator J.D. Ford says lawmakers need to re-examine that legislation.
Give some power back to the residents. They feel really kind of helpless at this point. And so, my bill that I'll be filing in January will allow, neighborhood associations, homeowner associations, or even just a resident the ability to have more notification, to have more say.
Ford's legislation would also improve the notification process. He says some homeowners didn't find out until their own yard is being ripped up. The senator also wants to add more markings to the structures themselves so people know they are for 5G. Many of them have stickers, but they are often high up.
At 4:44, Hiring Hoosiers is WRTV's initiative to connect you to jobs, and a new grant is helping fulfill a need in the industrial sewing industry. Recently, Pattern was awarded $50,000 from the United Way's Social Innovation Fund. With that money, they plan to host a certified training program with Stitchworks. The need for industrial sewers has grown as the industry has been vital in this pandemic. The program wants to emphasize their recruitment to the poverty-vulnerable individuals, recent immigrants, and recent high school grads. Polina Osharov is the executive director of Pattern and Stitchworks. She says a certification in the industrial sewing industry offers job security.
Clothing is not going to go away anytime soon, right? If we're speaking specifically about the apparel industry, we're all in it. And I think that sometimes we forget how vast the apparel industry really is and how much, trillions of dollars flow through it.
Applications for this new training program aren't open just yet, but Osharov says that they plan to have them posted by the next month. They're also looking for monetary donations and industrial sewing machines. Their goal is to help 200 Hoosiers find their jobs in the next 5 years.
Americans in debt from college got a break from paying federal loans when the pandemic hit, but with no new decisions from Congress, payments are set to resume in the new year. Loan servicers are expected to start contacting borrowers this month about how their payments will start back up. This will likely be done by email or regular mail. For people still unemployed, deferment or forbearance is still an option, but interest charges will resume. Financial experts say if you don't hear anything from your loan provider by the end of this month, try contacting them.
At 4:46, California wildfires are raging once again, and thousands of people are being evacuated from their homes. The Bond fire sparked east of Irvine, California after a house fire, and it's since burned multiple homes and more than 6,000 acres. 2 firefighters have been injured fighting the blaze. Officials say Santa Ana winds are making it harder to control, with the fire only 10% contained as of this morning.
Well, take a look at this new video. It shows the devastating moment one of the most powerful telescopes on Earth collapsed. Drone footage shows that the support towers breaking and the telescope platform falling to the ground in Puerto Rico. Officials say the Arecibo Observatory's Learning Center was damaged by the falling cables, but no one was injured. The telescope had been used for astronomical discoveries for 57 years. Officials say they were in the process of decommissioning the telescope because it suffered irreparable damage earlier this year. It is 4:47. Let's get a check of your Friday forecast now with Kyle.
Yeah, I'd say they kind of upscaled that irreplaceable damage with that one now. It might be time for an upgrade. All right, well, our temperatures this morning, they're going into the 20s here in Bloomington and Terre Haute. 27 degrees for you in the Bloomington area around the IU campus. Right at 32 degrees in Indy. A little warmer for you this morning in Muncie at 37. And as we look at your temperature forecast here going through the day on your Friday, temperatures will make their way back into the lower 40s here in time for the lunch hour. So not going to feel too bad, especially with some sunshine out there. We'll get into the middle 40s for those afternoon highs. If you've got some evening plans here coming up, we've got temperatures that'll be right around 40 degrees here at 6 and 8 o'clock. Temperature wise this afternoon, you'll be close to 50 degrees in the Lafayette area. We'll make it into the middle 40s in Anderson and Muncie, Marion, Indiana at 44, 47 degrees in Indianapolis. So temperatures that are just a touch above average for this time of year. That average high around 43, 44 degrees. You'll be around 50 in Shelbyville, and we'll find those temperatures upper 40s to around 50 in Seymour, Columbus, and Spencer at 48 degrees. There's a look at TrueCast. Less cloud cover as we go through today than what we had yesterday, especially the first half of our Thursday was rather cloudy for us. With that sunshine, though, we will see a few more clouds starting to build in here. This is as we go into this evening. There's actually going to be a cold front that slides through central Indiana later today. There's just not a lot of moisture to work with. All of that is taken with that system down to our south. So that means an increase in clouds for us, but it's not going to be bringing us any precipitation as we go through this evening. It will, however, kind of knock those temperatures back a little bit as we go into the upcoming weekend. So for Saturday, 42 degrees. It'll be dry and cool there with a mix of sun and clouds, and then we'll struggle to hit 40, I think, for a high on Sunday, but we should make it there with partly sunny skies. Again, continued to be a dry forecast. On Saturday, we are going to be out at many of the Simon malls for toy collection there for the WRTV toy drive, and you'll find temperatures as we get started there at 10 a.m. around the freezing mark, so a little chilly in the morning, and then we'll see a mix of sun and clouds, 41 as we head into the afternoon. 7-day planning forecast as we put it all together for you, and there are those cooler highs going into early next week, but hey, we've got a warming trend on the way as well. We've got highs that will actually make their way back to around 50 degrees by Thursday, and we are dry through that 7-day forecast. Lauren's got an early morning check of your roads.
And things are pretty quiet right now, Kyle. This is a live look down on the south side at I-65 and Southport Road. You can see traffic there is moving along up to speed both northbound and southbound. I'm not monitoring any crashes right now around the metro area or around central Indiana on the interstates to slow down your commute. Nicole?
Well, good news for Walmart employees. The company announced it will pay out an estimated $388 million to U.S. workers for a holiday cash bonus. That will come to $300 for full-time employees and $150 for part-time. The holiday payout will be Walmart's fourth round of bonuses this year. The company says it also gave employees quarterly business performance bonuses throughout the year.
At 4:50, Lowe's and the NFL are teaming up to spread a little bit of holiday cheer. They're donating $1 million worth of pre-lit trees to families and organizations impacted by the pandemic. More than 13,000 trees will be delivered over the next 2 weeks. Some of the trees will be sent directly to homes, first responders, stations, and youth centers. Dak Prescott, Adam Thielen, and Jared Goff are among the NFL players who will also donate trees to their local communities.
Here's another opportunity to help those in need this holiday season. The United States Post Office Operation Santa program kicks off today. People can visit the USPS website to find a child in need by reading through letters from children and families. Once you find a letter that speaks to you, you can purchase gifts, wrap them, and take them to your local post office. Santa handles it from there. This is the 108th year for the Operation Santa program. There's also still time for families in need to sign up. Letters will be accepted through December 15th.
Well, the White House's holiday display is lit. It was decorated with the help of Hoosiers. We'll take a look at the ornament designs created by Central Indiana students.
And small businesses are worried about their future as 2021 could bring a significant tax increase for them amid the pandemic. Coming up new at 5 o'clock, the action business owners want you to take. You're watching Good Morning Indiana. Stay with us.
Welcome back. We're keeping a close eye on your commute this Friday. No issues down here on I-65 and Southport Road. You can see traffic there is pretty quiet at this early hour. No crashes to report around the metro area. Well, Indiana is being represented in this year's National Tree Display out in the nation's capital.
It was lit last night, and students from Brown County High School were chosen to create ornament designs that represent Indiana as part of the display. The school submitted these 16 designs. One creation is on a tree inside the White House. The others adorn the Indiana tree, one of 56 trees that are part of the National Tree Display in President's Park. A representative from the school said they were told by the governor's office they were chosen to represent Indiana because of Brown County's rich arts heritage. Schools from all across the U.S. and territories were represented in the holiday decorations. How cool that their work is being displayed there.
Yeah, they turned out great too. A lot better than I could do.
Look at that snowman. I like it. Very good.
Cute.
Some very artistic kids there for sure. Yeah, mine would be like a stick figure.
Yeah, a little snowman stick figure.
Right, yeah. All right, I can get the twigs for some arms, and that's about it. All right, as we looked, our forecast for today, going to be a nice one here as temperatures will top out in the middle to upper 40s for us. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds out there. 44 in Kokomo this afternoon. Fishers, a high temperature of 47 degrees. Over the next 7 days, we do have some colder air that will make its way in here with highs only in the 30s, but a warm up is on the way as well. We will get to 50 degrees in that 7-day forecast. We'll have a full look at the 7 days coming our way and your weekend, plus more news headlines. Stay with us. You're watching Good Morning Indiana. It's 4:57.